In my opinion, Quando Rondo should get on the stand and testify. Now, that might sound a little policey. That might sound like you don't know what's going on, but let's be honest. You know, he put Lil Tim in a predicament. If he knew some shit was going on between him and King Von, should have had security. Should have had security anyway, just being a famous rapper out and about amongst all kind of people. A lot of lives got took that day. You know, then Lil Pop ended up getting shot. Lil Tim got a murder trial coming up, you know. Quando Rondo been involved in all kind of shit. NBA Youngboy been involved in a Fed case. You know, it's things about this thing that could get him locked up for a long time. I don't think you realize that, you know. Tim, this not a closed cut case. This not a guarantee that this gonna be one of those cases where he automatically gonna walk home. It's a possibility. This guy could do 10, 15, 20 years. You know, they can look at these guys as gang members. I done spoke on this. People ask me about this because Charleston White been speaking on Quando Rondo lately. I want to be honest with you. I think once Lil Tim and that incident happened with King Von, he should have picked up his ball and went home. You know, he should have said, I ain't playing, y'all ain't playing fair, I'm taking my ball and going home. He didn't do that. Then the incident ended up happening with Lil Pop. I don't know if he don't understand this thing called signs, but this seemed like he need to follow these signs. This shit kind of sound like he need to leave it alone. He even hear gang members saying they ain't fucking with him, they fucking with the other side. It look like this guy is got a lot of energy around him that's kind of bad hoovering around him, you know. I think Quando Rondo is a walking target. At any moment, something happened to this guy. I think this guy got to move around very, very cautiously. I'm not sure what he doing on streaming and how he selling albums, but he gonna need security for the rest of his life. I even believe his friend Tim is gonna need security for the rest of his life too. You know, to put Tim in a situation where they're going to get a lawyer to speak for them, to tell them third-hand information. Because first off, you know, he's going to tell a story about Lil Tim having to protect Quando Rondo. You know, I think this would be a close-cut case if Quando Rondo got on the stand and told his story. I think this case would be close-cut. Tim would be going home, self-defense, no argument about it. But the fact that he's not going to get a chance to talk, the jury can't feel his temperament, he can't be cross-examined, you know, I think this leaves a crack in the door open for Tim to be charged with this case in case people want to realize this. You know, Quando saying he dropping his flag. I'm going to tell you something. When people go through shit, that's when they tend to walk away, when shit get real. I heard somebody say this, and it's like the realest shit I ever heard. Shout out OG Percy. You know, when you want to be in style, you know, gang banging, being rolling 60, shooting people, walking around with guns, that shit in style, you know. Sometimes you can't be in style. Sometimes you got to be just laid the fuck back, low-key, chill, you know. And I don't think Quando Rondo understood that. I think shit done got real, you know. It done been several lives taken with Quando Rondo as the main guy in the middle. I want you guys to understand this. Quando Rondo has been involved in an incident where King Von lost his life. Somebody else in that out here, somebody named Slutty lost his life. Another guy got shot in the head. His friend was killed. Tim finna fight a murder case, you know. This guy been involved in a lot of shit. One of his homies will do something to him. I don't know if Quando Rondo realized, but that back door open, even for his friends. Not just the Rolling Sixties. I'm talking about his friends. He's still around them niggas too. And that's the crazy part about it. I'm not sure if his eyeballs is open up big enough for Quando. That door is open. You gotta be smart. And I'm not sure if he realized that, you know. I think God's sending this young man a sign. He done been through all this shit and he ain't facing no case for none of this shit, you know. Butter and FBG, Lil J, those guys got in a situation where they were charged for a murder because their friend got killed. Quando Rondo been in several situations like this. I'm not sure if this guy realized that, you know. He better move cautious, be smart. But I'm going to tell you, when you want to be down, be with the homies and all cool, this kind of shit can happen. And normally when bad things happen, you know, some traumatic, that's when you find God. And hopefully this young man found God and he ain't just playing, you know. I think NBA Youngboy got to lead him the right way. That's the OG. He the one everybody looking up to. And coming to Chicago, your first tour stop, you know, and shit like that. That just seemed like NBA Youngboy is setting Quando Rondo up for a #1 crash out, in my opinion. But it's about the money, I guess. So that shit, the tour shit gonna breed millions. But I'm not sure if your spirit gonna need that, you know. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's the Homie Truth.